Hi everyone, we have Habit 5, and Habit 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. The deepest need for the human heart is to be understood. Everyone wants to be respected and valued for who they are. No one wants to expose their feelings unless they feel the genuine love and understanding.
You have 2 ears. Listen to people sincerely. Your one mouth doesn't always have to try and take over. When we listen with the intent to understand others, rather than with the intent to reply, we begin true communication and relationship building. Seeking to understand takes kindness. Seeking to be understood takes courage. Effectiveness lies in balancing the two.
Because most people don't listen very well. One of the great frustrations in life is that many don't feel understood. This habit will ensure we learn the most important communication skill there is: active listening. Active listening relates to seeking to understand and what other people are trying to say.
There are 5 main poor listening styles. Listening to others seems like a simple task, but many don't know how to listen. This would be quite a surprise, wouldn't it? But it really shouldn't be, because listening is one of the 4 primary forms or communication, along with reading, writing, and speaking. We've been taking classes forever on how to read, write, and speak, but has anyone ever taught us how to listen?
The 5 poor listening styles are spacing out, pretend listening, selective listening, word listening, and self-centered listening. Spacing out is when someone is talking to us and we ignore them because our minds are wandering off in another world. They may have something important to say, but we're caught up in our own thoughts. We all space out from time to time, but if you do it too much, you'll get a reputation of being out of it.
Pretend listening is more common. We still aren't paying much attention to the other person, but at least we pretend we are by making insightful comments at key junctures, such as yeah, cool, or sounds great. The speaker will usually get the hint and feel that he or she is just not being heard.
Selective listening is where we pay attention only to the part of the conversation that interests us. For example, your friend may be trying to tell you how it feels to be in the shadow of his talented brother in the army. All you hear is the word army and say, "Oh yeah, the army? I've been thinking about that a lot lately." Since you always talk about what you want to talk about instead of what the other person wants to talk about, chances are you'll never develop a lasting friendship.
Word listening occurs when we actually pay attention to what someone is saying, but we listen only to the words, not to the body language, the feelings, or the true meanings behind the words. As a result, we miss out on what's really being said. If you focus on the words only, you'll only sometimes be in touch with the deeper emotions of people's hearts.
Self-centered listening happens when we see everything from our point of view. Instead of standing in others' shoes, we want them to stand in ours. This comes from the sentence like, "Oh, I know exactly how you feel," come from. We don't know exactly how they feel, we know exactly how we feel, and we assume they feel the same way.
When we listen from our point of view, we usually reply in one of 3 ways, all which make the other person immediately close up. We judge, we advise, and we probe. Judging is when someone is talking to you, and instead of truly listening to what they're saying, you're making judgments about them in the back of your head, about them and what they are saying. Advising is when we give advice drawn from our own experience. This is the when I was your age speech you often get from elders.
Probing occurs when you try to dig up emotions before people are ready to share them. Have you ever been probed? Parents do it all the time to teens. Your mom, with every good intention, tries to find out what's going on in your life. But since you're not ready to talk, their attempts feel intrusive and you feel the need to shut her out.
Genuine listening is first listening with your eyes, then heart, and then ears. Listening with just your ears isn't good enough because only 7% of communication is contained in the words we use. The rest comes from body language, which is 53%, and how we say words, or the tone and feeling reflected in our voice, which is 40%.
Communication is hard enough by itself, but throw mom or dad into the mix and then we have a real struggle. I get along very well with my parents, but sometimes I feel that they don't respect me or aren't listening. Try listening to your parents before getting defensive and firing back, just like you would with a friend. Always know that communication can solve problems if you are able to listen to the people sincerely. Thanks.
Thank you.